Yeah, I've been chairing the local organizing committee, so basically trying to keep track of things. But then at some point of time I realized that's not really necessary because I have a wonderful team organizing this conference with me, so it's been a great pleasure to work with those people. Yeah. We thought that right from the beginning that people might find Jyväskylä and this region, central Finland, quite exotic from the kind of European perspective. This is in the middle of the boreal forest zone, lots of nice nature, forests, lakes, not that much human inhabitation. So we thought that actually this might be quite a nice spot for people to come to, particularly if you love nature. This is a place to come. And that's I think is one of the assets that we have. The second one is that Jyväskylä city, it's fairly compact. We have 140,000 people living here in Jyväskylä, and we call it's a pocket-sized metropole. Everything is within walking distance away from the Congress venue. All the main hotels are within perhaps 300 meters away from the Congress Center, and the city center is close by. Railway station is just next to the Congress Center, so it's easy for the delegates to move around, find each others, find the hotels, attend the meetings. It's the boreal nature that we have. We have peatlands, we have lakes, we have forests, so we have special nature here. And because we live in the Nordic region, Nordic countries, we do have our own cultural traditions. How do we relate ourselves with the environment, and how do we, from the administrative point of view, how do we relate ourselves to conservation and nature? And one thing that is quite obvious, that has been quite obvious also during this conference, is that there is a link between scientists and the administration here in Finland. So we are still in dialogue with the politicians, with the stakeholders as scientists. Yeah, yesterday was a special stakeholder day that was opened by our Ministry of Environment, Kimmo Tiilikainen, and that I think shows quite clearly that there is a good connection between scientists and the politicians. I have been receiving lots of positive feedback that this conference is really functional, everything is functioning, and one reason perhaps being that this Congress Center is ideal for organizing congresses of this size. Everything, all the seminar halls are so close to each other that it's easy to move around. So people find everything that we can offer. The lunch is served here, all the posters are here, and so it's easy to get around. That's one positive feedback that we have gotten. And then the second one is that people have found the program quite diverse, and I think that's very important as well. And that's actually thanks to the delegates and people who came here. That the delegates make the conference a success by providing their own talks and posters here. Perhaps one of the highlights is the official beer of the Congress, and people have been enjoying. For example, yesterday evening, on my way home, I just visited a local pub, and they said that they had ordered 90 liters of that particular beer for the evening, and they were selling the last few drops of it at 9 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, one of the particular things that we offered is the sauna boat trips, and that was the idea was to offer PhD students and postdocs an opportunity to network with each other. So we organized thematic sauna boat trips, and people were able to enroll themselves to them, and those obviously have been a success story as well. I heard yesterday very good feedback from people that had been on sauna boat. Having a sauna on lake, able to swim in a clear water lake. I think at least two things. We had this carbon offset program, so delegates of this Congress, they were able to pay a carbon offsetting and biodiversity offsetting fee, and we actually used that money before the Congress. We have a contact with Metsähallitus, which is State and Parks Finland, and they restored boreal peatland with the money that we collected from the Congress delegates. So that peatland started then accumulating and sequestering carbon from the atmosphere. And that's a kind of a long-term legacy of this Congress for the region and for the biodiversity of the region. Second thing which is important to me as coming from the University of Jyväskylä, what is important that this is a way to make our university, the research that we do here, renowned at the European level, so kind of increase our own visibility in scientific world and in scientific community. That's, I think, one of the main things. And then overall kind of visibility of Finland to people, to scientists, conservation scientists around the world. We just launched a new initiative a couple of weeks ago, which is called Wisdom Network. And that's an interdisciplinary network of scientists, not only scientists, but also the other stakeholders, like the city of Jyväskylä is heavily engaged into this process. So the idea is to bring together scientists from natural sciences, from business school of the university, from humanities, from sports sciences, to work together for better planetary well-being. That's the idea of this Wisdom Network. So on top of increasing human well-being, we kind of want to acknowledge and emphasize that human well-being is critically dependent on the well-being of the entire planet. So far, so good. And I hope that the last 2 days will be as successful and nice as the first 2 days.